didn't do anything. Didn't do anything.
But it's vertical. Oh my God. Sorry, I've taken I've also got WhatsApp. And when they go through, they have little arrows.
So have you got data to? So you're getting an SMS, which is voice.
Actually get around the city there, you can start to see one coming to view. And it's actually a conductor. They put it at the actual front of the train there.
10 longhouse. So that's built in the traditional fashion when the First Nations people lived in longhouses made of western red cedar in this case. So several families can live in the longhouse. There's longhouses that are built specifically for the chief of the community. And in a village, they'll have several longhouses in there, depending on the size of the community.
Harrison Lake, Harrison Mills area.
No, please. Yes.
Don't worry about it, just walk past.
I think I missed it anyway. Or there'll be a tree.
So ladies and gentlemen, when the train starts to slow down, it's what we call Kodak speed, and that is going to be a cue for any photo opportunities when you want to get your cameras ready. So the second we start to feel that the train slow down, is it going to be a really good indicator to us that Hell's Gate will be approaching. But I will give you a heads up as well before we get there as well. Something interesting Simon Fraser actually wrote in his journal in 1808 when he did discover Hell's Gate was, "Surely we've entered the gates of hell." So, we will see.
That's great.
That's a good shot.
Look, here's another train. Gotta be quick. Oh, just over through there.
It's the other train on the other side.
We should never have a head-on accident, Malcolm. We should never have a head-on accident with another train. Or try not to. No, well, because down goes that side and up goes this way. We know what you're saying.
Haven't you heard of signalling faults?
No.
Get some of them.
Well, look at this, like we were going up the Garden up to Darwin. The trains, what's no trains? They're forever. Blue covers.
Slow-mo doesn't sound There's a clue in the name,
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I know many of you are looking to see where Hell's Gate is. It's still going to be about 15 minutes away. So at this time, those of you who are in the first seating, we invite you to go downstairs to enjoy the meal. Bring you proliferate once again to a little bit more. There is a fudge factory right at any tourist site will have a fudge factory, right? This one has sometimes on Canada Day they'll have over 100 flavors of fudge. My personal favorite is salmon flavored fudge. Delicious. Now they don't have this. They discontinued this flavor, and but you can still bring your own salmon. They can whip up a fresh batch of fudge for you. So you can see this the metal grates there on top of the fish grates. So again, that does slow the velocity. So you have little pools in there where the salmon can go and rest as they make their journey past the rapids. Simon Fraser came through here.
So once again, ladies and gentlemen, Cisco's Crossing as we cross over a cantilever-style bridge on the Canadian Pacific Line. And off in the distance, you're going to see the Truss Arch Bridge from the Canadian National Line. And on a whopping 427 meters long and 67 meters high up above the riverbed below, it is Canadian National's longest bridge on the line. And now Cisco is an anglicized word from Cisca, and that's actually referring to the turbulent waters that are down below. Listen, is a significant area because it's where the confluence of the two rivers actually happens. So that's when we're going to leave the muddy Fraser River behind. I know a few of you were asking why it's got that sort of the two, the Thompson and the Fraser. They take about 3 kilometers to actually mix together. And that is due to the drastic difference in density as well as temperature. So like I said, the Fraser River, silt sediment that is churning and churning for the Thompson River. So you're going to see quite quickly here, off to the left-hand side as we take that turn. Once you sort of look down the canyon, you're actually going to get to see that Thompson River. And now Lytton is actually known as the hottest place here in British Columbia, with the highest temperature recorded at 44.4 degrees, or just over 110. So one of the hottest places in British Columbia. So our last glimpses of the Fraser River as well as the Fraser Canyon. Going to take that drastic right-hand turn here momentarily. And now Lytton is at about mile marker 98 for anybody that was following along in that milepost speed first. So that's going to indicate to me that we're about 98 miles outside of our final destination of the day. So here we go, the left-hand turn, sorry, right-hand turn. Now what I want you to do is look down the canyon at the river below. You can see how different it is, how clear. Oh, so the green and aqua. Now this is going to be an area in which I'm going to point out that the Canadian Pacific had that surveyor come up ahead and look and make sure that they were going to be taking the right side of the canyon. So this area coming up on the left-hand side across the river is the specific reason the Canadian Pacific decided to cross over at Cisco's Crossing. Because of the area that we're actually traveling along right now, you can see it's a little bit more open and more spacious. There's just trees and sort of dirt. But if you look off to the left-hand side coming up here momentarily, it's going to be a lot of hillside. There's a lot of rock and a lot of things that they actually had to drill through and blast through. Obviously, being the early 1800s, or sorry, the late 1800s, that was sort of the easiest route to take, and that would have been obviously the path of least resistance, so hence the reason for crossing over up here. And this is the part of the day in which I like to remind you to actually look back and over your shoulders as well, because there's lots of great photo opportunities coming up as we weave and bob through the Thompson Plateau. It's not always about where we have, or sorry, not always about where we are headed, but where we've also come from. There's great photo opportunities too. So just strongly suggest looking back and over your shoulder from time to time as well. The Canadian Pacific was one of their trains across the river. That's a prime example of directional running happening. So Canadian Pacific across the river is actually on those Canadian national tracks. So that is a neat photo opportunity actually with Rainbow Canyon and train just about to emerge out of that tunnel there.
Oh, and the train's coming out as well, just wait.
Pretty cool there.
Oh, can you get that?
is LPG.
Alright, so you can see some of these avalanche sheds that I was speaking of. Once again, 33 of them in an 8-kilometer stretch or 5 miles. But this is the great thing with Canadian National being a company that formed 30 years later. They had technology like this on their side. So they could actually predict where these avalanche sheds would happen and build those structures to actually protect their trains.
Oh my God.
You can sort of see it there with the 2 eyes, so the nose pointing at us, and then we're going to take a look at the left-hand shoulder here. So once again, that big rock in the middle of the road. Use your imagination.
So remember, it's
How are you doing well? Now we're just going to pass another train to the station. Is that moving?
so they're in the siding. They're a little higher up. So when they go in the siding, this is still directional running. So this is a good example of directional running. So they pulled into the siding.
So did we have to stop and let him go on?
No, they've already
They're
stopped.
letting us go, so they're in the
They've
siding.
stopped. So we got past the cloud down on this one.
Yes. So ladies and gentlemen, coming up in just a few moments here is something that we call Black Canyon. You'll see, because as we approach it, you'll see a black shale wall along the mountainside that almost kind of looks like the curvature. So you can see that black shale in the wall straight ahead of us. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through a little tunnel, and on our train left we'll pass Little Black Canyon, and then when we come out of that tunnel we'll be going through Black Canyon. And this is a really good photo opportunity because we are 23 cars long with our train today. Either if you look towards the front or the back of the train will be good photo opportunities, because the black shale wall makes the green, I don't know why I said green, makes the yellow, gold, and blue of the Rocky Mountaineer pop. So you can see on your train left now as we approach, you can see Little Black Canyon and that big black shale wall. So then we're going to be approaching next. We're going to go through a really small bridge and come out to Black Canyon. So even this alone is a really good photo opportunity, as you can see the curvature of the train, as well as Little Black Canyon on your train left.
How many 130 was it? Or thereabout? Tunnel coming up.
So as soon as we come through this tunnel, we will be entering Black Canyon. Okay, so here we go. So the train will be curving, so if you look over your right shoulder behind, you'll get a photo of the train, the end of the train, or as we curve here, we'll be able to follow the train and hopefully get a photo opportunity of the train as we make these curves in this area. Which is now coming up, so if you look just straight ahead, you'll see the front end of the caboose and you'll be able to get a photo there.
I'm actually getting the tail of the train that well. She was saying we're on 23 carriages. We're that long, but hey, look, what we'll do is we'll use it to blackmail you.
There's a mound that's just
They said on the telegram call.
So remember when I said there was an osprey in a telephone pole? I don't know if anyone's home because I can't quite see right now, but just on your train right directly above us in that telephone pole, that is an osprey. Oh, it's right there. Oh, wow. This is full grown, so ospreys have almost like if they've the bandit blindfold around them. So they have white bodies, and when they fly, they make more of a W shape.
Would they just hit it?
So coming up here, you're going to see, just as we pass this hillside on the left, wonderful greens and purples come into view. Is anybody familiar with the TV show X-Files? Yeah? Yeah. So this was one of their areas that they used as the backdrop of Mars, believe it or not. It is also a sacred area for the First Nations. They come out here to do lots of powwows and seances. So once you start to see here off to the left-hand side, start to see right there. Pretty magnificent.
you'll have to share it if I put the camera away.
What you call 2 horsepower?
Yes.